Looks like that's okay. Alrighty, well, hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody. This is Mindful Pig. This is the Two Tired Dudes podcast. On this episode, we're going to be discussing my birthday recap from my 24-hour stream. And we're also going to be discussing remakes and remasters based on the last bit of news, I guess, that's been floating around about The Last of Us 2 remake. I thought that'd be kind of an interesting topic to dive into and, yeah, just see what everyone thinks and what everyone's opinions are. But yeah. Get all stretched and comfortable here. If you don't know, I just had, I was going to say I just finished, but I didn't just finish. I just had last week on Thursday, Friday, I believe it was, we had our 24-hour stream. So uh, basically, the idea was is that I was going to do a 24-hour stream, um, and anyone from the basement gaming community was able to shout out games that they wanted me to play. Um, And then, yeah, if I was able to download them right, they would go onto the list. I think we ended up. Oh, my thing says worm still. I think we ended up with at least 10 games. I want to say. I think that's pretty fair. I think it was around 10 games. Um, so that was super cool. But yeah, so I think the original list was somewhere between 15. I honestly thought I was able to download them all because I had 800 gigabytes. But unfortunately, um, my PS4 that I got can only for 800 gigabytes doesn't really hold a lot of games apparently. A lot less than I thought it was going to hold. Um, but that's okay. I mean, fuck, there were 10 big games. So you know what I mean? Like it was still well worth it. Plus, I still had like a few other games. Like I think I put Genshin on the list. So I can't count that. I had Worms on there, so I wasn't able to play that one because that was for another topic I'm going to bring up. Um, Oh, I know there's something else I had on there too. Oh, Neverwinter. There's that one that's on there too that I could play. I'm sure there's a third game. I'm just not remembering at the moment. But yeah, that was really fun. We started off with The Last of Us. We then switched over to oh lordy, who was right after? I think it was Resident Evil 4. Pretty confident it was Resident Evil 4. And then I think we switched over to The Evil Within. I want to say. And then we switched to Bloodborne, I believe. It was either Bloodborne or Horizon, and then obviously vice versa, Horizon or Bloodborne. Um, then it was Sims 4. Then it was Life is Strange. Then we went to Alan Wake, I believe. Um, and then I got Skyrim. Then I think we ended the day on Skyrim, which made sense. It was the lonely hours of the morning, right? We're talking like from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. when no one was awake, everyone was sleeping. Which actually, now that I think about, like, man, a lot of you guys didn't sleep very much that night because I know some of you ended at like even 11 o'clock still, but you know, around 7 in the morning you were up. So was that 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? That's right. I used my fingers to count. It's 7 hours. Yeah, that's not a lot of sleep. Y'all need to be sleeping more. um, yeah, so yeah, we did all those games. That was a lot of fun. I was like, I reached that point of the night where I was just so overtired that I was awake again, and I had like this gust of wind to just do this quest in Skyrim. And I think we half fasted. Yeah, I think I brought the bad guys somewhere else to get killed, and then I went back and finished the quest. But hey, it worked. It still worked. I'm still counting it. Sorry, I'm a little tired today. We had our visit at head office today. It was not the best, so whatever's. That's how it goes. Um, yeah, yeah. Kind of wanted to dive in those games with somebody else, but I might just give my opinion on them, and then go back and rediscuss with someone when they pop on. But I do have to say, um, we did do our Worms tournament as well on Monday. So the Friday when I ended my 24-hour stream, later that night at 5 o'clock, the PC players went around. They played their tournament for Worms, and that was really cool. Like that was a lot of fun. Um, I think it was Jesse, JW, Cat Trooper, however you guys know him at this point. He was the winner for the PC side, and Marie Moon was the winner. Sorry, for the most devious player, the PC side. And then Monday was the PlayStation. Now I gotta say, PC had some really hilarious moments. And then PlayStation also. Like I was kind of worried, because PC did good. Like they had a good vibe going. From what they described to me. It sounds like everyone was just clicking and like having a great time. Again, shout out to Jimmy for thinking of Worms. That was a fantastic pick, and it sounds like everyone really liked that game. So that was good. That was pretty solid, my dude. It's not easy trying to make a bunch of people enjoy one particular game. But anyway, so the PlayStation one rolled around, and it was Tommy, Z Chick, myself, and Jimmy. And then Spider joined in too at one point. And it was just so funny. It was honestly just hilarious. I went into there with like a little bit of Worms knowledge. Sorry, I hit your head. Thinking like, yeah, you know what, I could adapt to this, and I did not. Oh my god, I was so rusty. It was unbelievable. I killed myself a few times. I discovered I cannot use the ninja rope to save my life. That was ridiculous. I suck with, was it grenades? Yeah, it was grenades. I guess in my head, like I was like, man, I'm gonna whip this grenade and it's gonna work out perfectly. And I couldn't figure out that when something hits another object, it bounces, and it's always gonna bounce right back to you. You know what I mean? That was a lot of my deaths. I also found that I love vehicles. I think vehicles are probably the best thing that Worms added, and I couldn't stop. I could not stop myself. I just had to. That and crafting. I didn't realize at first that your name pops up every time you're crafting. At one point, Jimmy was like, "What you doing over there, Mindful?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? Nothing. Nothing. Don't worry about it." But like, I was crafting like these dragon airstrike things, and I was trying to figure out how to craft Armageddon. It was the time. It was a real great match. Tommy, shout out to the first guy who I've ever seen try to, I guess, kill a worm. I don't really know what he was trying to do, but he basically barricaded Jimmy's character in with a girder, and it was so funny. And I guess like I was dumb in that moment, and I went to go blow up Jimmy, forgetting that girder was in front of there, and I ended up like blowing up the girder and releasing Jimmy. But it was just, yeah, it was a really funny time. And then we had a fun match, where we got to use Armageddon, and it was so funny. Like I was the first worm to go Armageddon, and it was like the best and I swear longest Armageddon I've ever seen. It just wiped out everyone. I think it was two of my characters left and one of Z chicks, and then she did Armageddon. Ah, cherry cold tonight. Yeah, it was so funny, so ridiculous. So Jimmy ended up winning that one. He won both games. And then Tommy got the most devious player, because, yeah, he was out for blood. He really was. If there was most strategic, though, I think I would have got it. Like, I was fucking tunnel building. I was crafting to make airstrikes. Like, I knew my game plan. I knew what I was going for. Um, Man, if Jimmy didn't get me that bloody statue, I think I could have won one of them at least. But there's this one where like they drop a statue and it just wiped me out. Which actually, as I'm saying all this, I'm thinking, I do apologize. Obviously, if you're on Twitch, it doesn't really phase you because you get this every Tuesday regardless. But if you listen to this on YouTube or Spotify, usually, you probably noticed that for 2 weeks, Mindful hasn't had anything updated for the podcast. So 1 week, like I said, we took a hiatus. Following week, I did do a stream. I did do the podcast. It's just taken a long time to edit it. It was my birthday week too, so that took away some time. But basically, what I figured out is so far I've spent 6 hours editing for only an hour worth of content, and the podcasts are usually 2 hours. So I'm definitely gonna have to make sure I stay at 2 hours because that's already a long time. Um, and yeah, like I like this idea. I like the way the video is looking. Like I said, I put more effort into this one. I try to time everything perfectly. And yeah, like I'm not to be cocky, but I'm pretty satisfied with how this one's turning out this time around. But it is taking a lot of time to put it together. So, with this being said, I unfortunately will have to start canceling my Thursday streams. And I say this because when I first started, right, my goal was just to do this and just see where it goes, right? Like I felt lonely, I felt depressed, I felt like I had no purpose in my life. Like I just kept doing things for other people always, and this was like I'd probably say the only thing that I've gotten in my life. Like, yeah, I know I got my job and all that stuff, but like I'm working for somebody else. I'm going up the ranks because that's the only option to take. Whereas this is like something I can put my own thoughts, my own energy into. I can put as little effort as I want to it. I can put as much effort as I wanted to it. I obviously would not put little effort into this, but you know what I mean. Like I get to make those decisions, and the impact is because of me. Whereas like at my job, right? Like they make all the decisions. They make all the choices of what to do, what to buy, what to send me, how I should run my day to day. Whereas this, I'm the boss. I'm the CEO. I'm the whatever you want to call it. And I like that. I needed that in my life. Some people have like kids and stuff like that, right? That they can put time and energy to and get the reward. I'm not saying this is my kid, but you know what I mean. Like this is my reward in my life that makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I accomplished something. It's something I can look back and see that progress too, right? Like I have my first ever video highlighted so I can look back to that and see the change that I've done since then. I have my first $100 that I ever made here framed, and now I've gone past that where I've made multiple dollars, well, multiple hundreds of dollars streaming, not all at once, but like my last year I did pretty good. I think we made about almost $400. Um, no, I would say 450. Yeah, I think it was about $450 in streaming, which is freaking cool, man. Like who would have thought people would have paid to watch me be a goofball every week? Blows my mind. And yeah, and then branching out to YouTube and all those steps and those journeys and all the things that pieces together. Now I can look back at that and I something to be proud of. Like before, my mom would. Sorry, my mom and Cheyenne would make comments and just say like, "Hey, I guess it's pretty cool what you're doing and all this." But I just never took it seriously. It's like, yeah, it's okay. Because like really, to me, it was just like I just turn my Xbox on, I click on live. Of course now it's PlayStation, but back in the day, right, it was Xbox, and away you go. It was like there was no really thought or reason, and yeah, just slowly over time, I got more invested. I made the Discord. I made the YouTube channel. I got more into promoting for Twitter. Yeah, it was just cool. It's just really, really cool seeing that progression. Which leads to my point anyway. So the reason why I'm canceling my Thursday stream, sorry, going on that huge rant, is basically I just want to put some more energy into the podcast because my goal, like I said, the beginning, right, was just to try it out and see what I could do, and I was happy with those results. But I find more happiness in making a community than I do just popping on now and doing a stream. And I'd rather take that time on a Thursday, well, more truthfully, Wednesday and Thursday, and invest that into making the podcast as good as it can be. Because the reality is, I don't have the money to afford someone to edit this every week. I'm not even going to ask anyone from Basement Gaming to even bother to do this because it is a big task. It is a lot of work, and the more and more I've been doing editing, yeah, I'm on a Chromebook. I get it. That might be why it takes me a lot longer than other people. But still, editing is a task. It does take time. Even if it was a 2 hour podcast with the best computer ever, I'm still assuming I would have to obviously watch it for 2 hours. So that's 2 hours already taken for editing. And then probably another 2 hours with just like stopping and starting and cutting and rewatching the scene over and over again just to make sure you lined up that gif just perfectly, like there is a lot of work that goes behind it. Oh, we have Pokemon. Nice. Sorry, that distracted me. um but yeah, I think if I take the Wednesday and the Thursday, because Wednesday's my normally day off. Oh my god, Wednesday's usually my day off. So after doing my cleaning, I do my hour stream, I have my nap and my me time. Um, then I can focus a little more on editing and spend a couple hours doing that. And then Thursday, because I won't have the stream, I can come home, sit down, say, okay, next 2 hours I'm investing in this, do that. And then by Saturday, when I'm all done, then I can put my last couple hours in and then post it. Um, this one was a good indicator of how long it would take. See, the other thing that kind of when we do talk a lot about games, there's just there's just a lot more to look for, which also kind of takes up time in the podcasting. Like there was a good, I don't know, 30-minute stretch where we talked about a few games, but at least for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It's like, okay, well, I have to add something in because we're talking about it for a while, right? And those little stops and starts and clipping the right video and adding that in the perfect spot, I think that's what's taking the longest right now. So hopefully, if I can keep subjects, so we're just talking about like one, two, or three different games, that would probably be a much bigger help. And then I could even get more technical with it, right? If we're talking about a certain difficult part, I could just copy that part and then have that clipped, right? So someone could see it. It's like, if I was like, yeah, you have to go over this fence, and then you're going to see this farm area there, and you have to go to the side of the farm to activate the door to open it, right? Like, if I could have a visual along with that perfect timing, that would be great too. That's another thing I want to focus on. So it's like if we get lazy if it's only 3 games that we're talking about, or 2 games or 1 game, I would still, try to find the best videos to have at those particular moments. I also want to try to get more of my own. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I either want to get my own or more from Basement Gaming, but there was a lot of games that we discussed that unfortunately, like, I just, I knew no one had, and then if I thought I had it, it wasn't available, so I did waste time that way too, scrolling through my videos on Xbox and Twitch trying to find them. Um, yeah, so, I do apologize. I know Thursdays were kind of starting to become um, my venture back into Gems of War, but it's just for the best, like for me, and to make sure that I can deliver that podcast when it needs to be delivered to you guys. Yeah, I need to pull myself out of Thursdays and just dedicate that to editing. Hey, Juggernaut, how's it going, buddy? Um, But yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm gonna be doing now for Thursdays. There won't be a stream, but I will be doing a lot more editing and just making that podcast just a little bit better. Not too bad, buddy. I am just kind of talking about, I guess, myself right now. I'm just kind of discussing Thursdays and what my agenda is going to be with that, and why the podcast has been delayed on YouTube at the moment and Spotify. Um, lot of editing, a lot of editing. Let me tell you, that's what I gotta crack down on. I always knew editing was a lot of work, but I guess I just didn't appreciate all the time that has to go into it. I mean, again, mind you, I'm using Chromebook, I'm using Power Director, I'm using programs that aren't the best. There is lots of crashes along the way of this editing process, but like right now, for an hour-long video, it has taken me 6 hours to edit that 1 hour between finding the right game clips, clipping those moments, adding them in, cutting out the dead air, all that fun jazz. It's been hard. Oh, for the 24-hour stream? Hell yeah, buddy. You know, I think I'm the same as you though, because I think it was around, I want to say 11:30 to 1 o'clock was when I was getting hit the hardest with wanting to fall asleep. Like, it's weird because like 2 to 6, oh, sorry, 2 to 7, nobody was alive except Django, and I was like, okay, I was like, I'm in the groove again. I got my second energy, but man, that 11:30 to like 1ish hour, that was brutal. That was definitely brutal. I was getting really tired. I was like, I can't throw the towel in, and it was just yeah, I was really depending on that energy drink. Hit 2-6. How's it going, buddy? 14 hours edit. Yeah, like damn, man, isn't it like editing takes a lot of time? Um, I just I don't even understand why. Like really, like I mean, I get it, but you know what I mean. Like it's when you're doing it, when you're actually doing the editing, it does not feel like it's taking as long as time is going. It's crazy. Oh, you like my chat box? Oh, yeah. Restream got a little bit fancy. Another free to use site. Anybody needs that opportunity. Um, Oh, yeah. Subtitles are brutal. I know I had someone shout that out one time, telling me that I should be doing subtitles, and I was like, yeah, no. I just don't got the time for that right now. Maybe when I'm not doing everything on my own and I actually can like hire someone, for sure. But right now, excuse me. But for right now, no, no. No, 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 no. It's worth it. See, that's how you like that's the brutal part right now, as I'm trying to say, right? Like I got um 2 hours. I got like 2 to 3 days usually to get the podcast edited, posted, and yeah, and have it ready to go on both YouTube and Spotify. And it sounds like a lot of time, but like Wednesday's my only real day off. Friday I usually do my half and half stream. Like I'll either go in the morning for half the day or at night for half the day. And then Saturday I work, usually. And Friday, no, Friday I'm off, sorry. Thursday I work as well. So yeah, there's not ever like a lot of time to get this done. Fuck man, I can't even do 15 minutes of yoga every day, minus adding on 3 extra hours of editing. Oh, I would appreciate that, but like I just said, like I would feel like the biggest dickhole in the world because it's a weekly podcast, and that's a lot. That's a lot to ask for someone. And I know even JW is like, you should just hire someone, let them do it. And I was like, I would, but that's also money I do not have. um, 2-6, what'd you say, buddy? It's good. Just got a new fishing rod. A new fishing rod? What? Tackle box, the whole bunch. That is insane, my guy. I didn't know you fish. Holy. Let's hear those stories, my dude. I haven't gone fishing like since my grandfather was alive. That's crazy. I wasn't good at it, but it was just I feel like it's one of those moments that like when you're with the right person, it's awesome. You know what I mean? Like he was a really cool guy. Plus, he let me drive the boat, which was traumatizing because the whole time I feel like I was gonna crash it. He even said that too. He's like, "What are you gonna hit?" He's like, "We're in the middle of the water." I was like, "I'm gonna crash into something." um, and like just like I said, just a funny person. Always crack jokes. But yeah, for me, it's been a week. It's been a week. It's been a month. It's been a year. Just tired, and burnt out, and becoming a crabby old pig. I guess it's just work. Work just pisses me off. Pisses me off. Um, but yeah, since I had the both of you here, I did have a question. What's that? 2-6. Sorry, stories. I've gone myself. About 3 to 4 hours, and even that'd be pretty dope. That'd be pretty fucking cool, actually, to go by yourself and just go fishing. I feel like that'd be very, very chill. Sorry, Juggernaut. What's your questions, buddy? What you want to ask about the 24-hour stream? But yeah, I feel like that'd be so relaxing. I'm just, sorry. The minute you said that, I just thought like my character in Red Dead 2. And like I don't know, when it comes to video games, like I love fucking fishing. So I feel like in real life it'd be pretty good. Um, what's up? What's up? What's up, Juggernaut? Will you do another? Yeah, probably would. And may I challenge you to two different challenges? Oh, okay. What's your challenges? What'd you have under that little mind of yours? I totally agree. 2-6. Hey, hey, how's it going, Jesse?
Good, you?
Not too shabby. We got Juggernaut and 2-6 on the Twitch chat, just firing out some stuff too.
Nice.
Apparently, Juggernaut has a challenge for me. Okay, so challenge one: do my 24-hour Final Fantasy roulette challenge. Oh my god! See, like the thing I told you though with that one is like that's hard to stay awake. And it's not any like criticism to Final Fantasy. It's just those are big games to keep skipping and jumping through. I feel like that's like I was mentioning to you. I feel like that's kind of why you got a little bit tired. I see because with the list I had, right, at least there was some games with high energy, low energy. It's kind of all over the board. Or Final Fantasy is like, okay, it's RPG time again.
Oh yeah, they're always too long and super
Yeah,
grindy.
like I don't know if you know that, but Juggernaut did that before too. He did a 24-hour stream, but he had a Final Fantasy wheel. And I can't remember how you did it, Juggernaut. It was every sub got a spin on the wheel or how you ran it. But yeah, so basically, the wheel would spin. Okay, now you're doing Final Fantasy 5, and now you're gonna do Final Fantasy 7. And he tried to do that. I think he lasted 16 hours. He said.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, it was really neat. Like it was a really neat idea, and he actually beat I think Final Fantasy 1. He managed to finish that one.
Nice.
But yeah, you have to let me know what your other challenges there, Juggernaut, for me. And then 2-6 was just saying he got some brand new fishing gear. He's gonna go back out and try some fishing. I said I haven't done that like since I was a kid. Have you ever fished, Jesse?
No, not much. No.
No, you never tried it. It's not too bad.
Oh, I I think I've tried it when I was very very young, but like I don't have a proper memory of it.
Oh, I get you.
I just I don't like the waiting around. That's a fish gets to hook and then I just put it back in the water. It's just I don't know. Seems useless.
I get you. I get you. I just I don't know. Like as I was saying with 2-6, like when you're with the right person, like I had my experience with my grandpa, and it was pretty cool because like again, like I was like you, like I was like a young age, right? So first time getting to drive a boat and stuff like that, like it was those moments I guess made it more exciting in the long run than the actual like fishing.
Yeah, for sure. If that helps.
Sorry, Juggernaut. What'd you say there? For every 5 subs, $25 donations. Oh, okay, that's when they would spin the wheel. Okay, or 2,500 bits. That's pretty decent. My other challenge is to try my 24-hour stream that I did for my 2 years of affiliate. What was your what you did for your 2 years of affiliate, Juggernaut? Um, while you're answering that one, sorry, Jesse. How's your week been though, buddy? What have you been up to?
Nothing much. Working in Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
how's your progress going in that game?
Pretty good. I think I'm getting towards the end. I think I'm probably like around 80% done. Well, I say this and I still get side quests, so maybe not as far as I think I am, but I think I'm getting close to the end.
Nice, nice. Are you still enjoying it though, as much as you were last week?
Oh yeah, I'm loving it. I mean, I see some of its fault. I still love it, because as far as an RPG goes, in terms of I'm going to start over. There's a equipment system where you have weapons, accessories, and stuff. Um, and usually, in normal RPGs, there's all sorts of stats to consider, and you don't know which one is better.
Yeah.
I'm going to use God of War as an example. Oh, you have runic stats and armor and stuff that makes your runic better or strength stuff better and all that. They have a system like that in Final Fantasy 16, but it's useless. Basically, you just check is the number higher, good, and then you switch it off. And it's often blocked by main story progression, anyways. You'll be
Oh, okay.
a boss and get a material of some kind. So might as well not have an RPG system. Feels like it's been tacked on because Final Fantasy is known for its RPG system.
Yeah, exactly. That's weird.
And
Yeah, they block it off with story.
so so all these stats and equipment stuff are completely useless, but they're not annoying to do, so I'm fine with it. I got annoyed in God of War with all the armor and system and all that. So I guess I prefer it in that way, but it's just to say that it's a part of the game that doesn't, like, if they would have taken that off, I don't think it would have changed much, or if they've hidden the stats and all that.
So I'm really excited to hear how it is when you finally are finished it. Not like you don't like a lot of games, right? But I know when you actually get like really passionate like this about a game, that's definitely gonna be a
So
damn good one. So
it's definitely most probably my game of the year. It's really awesome. The story and gameplay is awesome, and as you go on, you accumulate powers, and which are called icons and stuff. And I've just acquired all of them, I think. So, which is why I think I'm close to the end. Um, and the different types of power and setups are super interesting to play with. So I'm liking it a lot. Plus, like I said, the story is awesome. So
yeah, like
uh,
I'm definitely excited to
no,
try that one.
normally in games, sometimes I get not bored, but like I can't finish it. Like Ghost of Tsushima, after like between 40 to 50 hours, I just stopped. Not because it's a bad game. I like it and I really, but I don't know. I just get tired. It's like it's too long.
I get that.
Well, in Final Fantasy 16, I don't get that, and I'm over the 50, 60 hour mark. So it's a really good sign.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean I totally get that feeling. Yeah, there's some games where I'll invest 20 or 30 hours into it, and then it's like, yeah, like what you said, like nothing wrong with the game, but just at one point you just kind of get bored of doing what you're doing, and yeah, I usually
Well, I mean, I have other stuff to do.
exactly, right? Like it's like okay, I experienced it at this point, but then there were games like I said for me it was Star Wars, right? That was the one that I just got hooked into, and I was like, yeah, I have to finish this. Sorry,
Oh yeah,
sorry, Juggernaut. I don't want to miss yours here. Juggernaut said he loved the God of War one, but he hated the Final Fantasy 16 one. It's also simplistic, like the fighting that it fits. Um,
he means the stat system.
yeah, is that what you mean, Juggernaut? The stat system? And then 2.6. Oh, your video almost made a 70,000 likes. Way to go, 2.6. That's awesome, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
cool.
pretty cool, dude. I remember last time you told me you were at 30,000. Um, Sorry, I was gonna ask you, Jesse. Though, okay, I always forget the name of it. I'm so sorry, but it was at the beginning of the year, and this is the only other game I can really think of that I remember you like getting really passionate about. But it was that Dead Space knockoff. Like I don't want to call it knockoff because it was pretty good. But hopefully you know what I'm talking about. I think it was around like January, February it came out.
Oh, you mean
The portal.
Callisto Protocol?
Yeah, yeah, that was the other one. I think that I heard you at least get excited
Oh,
for. Would that be like your
well,
number two?
people say it's a knockoff, but it's not at all the same thing.
Yeah, no, I haven't tried it personally. I just based on what you and Jimmy have told me. But I was curious, so that would have been your second game of the year?
Mm, well, it's definitely really good.
Yeah.
Um, but Final Fantasy 16 would be
Oh yeah, no, of
way
course.
over that one
Yeah, yeah, of course. But I mean, like,
for sure.
would that be like your number two? Do you think that you enjoyed the most this year?
It's hard. I have to look at a list. I don't remember what came out this year. Um,
Yeah, just based on our talks, I feel like at least you and me have talked. I feel like that one's come up quite a bit, and yeah, you and Jimmy always had some nice things to say about it.
Well, I just find it, it, it's not like the best game, in the world. It's really a really good game, and I find it has had too much negativity around it. I don't think it, I don't know. I think it was overlooked by
Yeah, like it wasn't
a
appreciated
lot
for
of
what it
stuff.
was, right?
Yeah. Well, I as well there were bugs at launch, so maybe that is warranted because I didn't play it at launch, so I don't know.
And I'm kind of glad you brought that up because I do feel like that term gets thrown out a lot. Like it's like it's the Dead Space, cheap version or knockoff, or what we want to call it. So yeah, it's good.
Well, that's the other problem. It
Yeah,
keeps being compared to Dead Space when it's not Dead Space.
yeah, I remember because you were kind of telling me a little bit of the story, and like, yeah, it's completely different from what Dead Space is going for.
Well, not only the story, but the gameplay as well. I mean, the only similarity is that they both have the same um, uh, squishing kick
Oh yeah,
animation. Otherwise, it's quite different. Yeah, I'm looking at the list here. Not is it just me or not much has came out this year?
well, I mean, if you ask Jimmy, everyone was a golden banger. He was so pumped. But yeah, I mean, I feel you. Like, I mean, it's like obviously, what you're looking for, what your taste is going to determine if this was a good year or a bad year. Like,
I
from
mean, there's Tetris Effect that came out. Whoopty doo.
there was another Tetris. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like we already had. Did we have Tetris Effect already? Damn, I thought we did. Okay,
I don't know. There's just maybe it's on a new
it
platform.
could
I don't
be.
know, but
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there was what Dead Island 2, that came out. Yeah, Diablo 4. Um,
yeah, which I both haven't played yet, so
yeah,
I can't say.
I know. I feel like probably Diablo 4 and Dead Island 2 will be like my Christmas picks. Shout out to Jimmy at this. I'm sorry, Jamie at the Super Show. But I like his idea. Like usually, if it's a game I want, I'll either wait till my birthday or Christmas time, and then ask for that one. Unless like I had to own it that minute and play it. But those are two games that I could probably definitely wait till the end of the year to get a hold of.
Yeah, well, remakes, like I said in the past, I put them now in my Christmas list because they're easy for my parents that know nothing about video games, or for my fiance to know, like, oh, he likes Resident Evil 4, so I'll get him the remake of Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, yeah, why spend your money on a game like that when someone else can just get it for you as a present?
Yeah, that as well. Plus, I'm just tired of remakes in general as well.
Um, oh yeah, Juggernaut said it was a stat system for Final Fantasy 16. Sorry. Um, yeah, I'll definitely have to try a week. That'd be ridiculous. Juggernaut also for his 2-year anniversary did a week-long stream, um, of just him going live for an entire week. It was pretty crazy. You even got to
Non-stop?
Yeah, you got to watch him sleep and everything. I mean, minus the bathroom trips. Good thing you didn't include that. But yeah,
Uh,
you can watch him sleep.
that's okay. I prefer that he gets banned. So.
Yeah, you can watch him sleep, eat, play games. That was a crazy week. Can't believe you did that actually. Um, but I was gonna say, Jesse, it's good that you brought up remakes and remasters. Because I'm sure you like. It's a little bit old news now, right? But there was that talk about The Last of Us 2 having a remake. Which kind of led me to my question. Like, I think it was just on.
Last of Us 2 having a remake?
Yeah, yeah, like a
Why?
remaster story or whatever.
Oh, a remaster, but the game is
Right?
already one of the prettiest game ever. What does it
Yeah,
need?
so like that's kind of like where it's going on Twitter right now. Is some people are like, "Oh yeah, this is a great idea," and other people are like, "It literally just came out. Like it doesn't need it." So I was kind of just curious, for you guys too. Like, well, I mean, one, like, what do you think of that? But like, two, like, when it comes to like remasters or remakes or whatever version you want, um, what games like really should be done that way, or should we be looking way back, like on regular Nintendo, Sega Genesis? Is the Xbox, PlayStation 2 era good enough to take from? Should it be the 360, the PS3 era? Like, where do you draw the line? Could a game come out just last year and automatically get a remaster this year? Like, like where do we draw that line?
It's a good question. It depends. I would say in terms of remakes, I would say max PlayStation 2. Because starting Xbox 360 and PS3, it becomes quite early in my mind, but it's been a while of these consoles, so it might just be my head. But in terms of remasters, I mean, remasters are just like they used to mean something because games used to not be in HD,
Yep.
but now games are in HD. So what are you remastering exactly? Oh, slightly better rock textures? Like, I don't know. I really don't know. But Last of Us 2 being remastered seems way out of line, too early, too everything. It just doesn't make sense in my head.
Yeah.
Like, it's still prettier than most games that has come out this year.
Yeah, like, oh, I mean, I know I played the older ones there, but even those ones I thought were, looked pretty goddamn good, to be honest with you. It seems like the Juggernaut has a different opinion, though. He's saying, to be fair, it's old gen, so it can be a remaster on PS5, and it would make a huge difference if done well. Like, like I'm kind of with Can Trooper though, or Jesse, sorry, Juggernaut. Like, like what would really take your breath away that would be changed? Like, I agree. Like, like, what is that we talk about? Like a few updates on blades of grass. Like,
I mean, I remember for the PS5, I think Last of Us 2 has already had a PS5 update type of thing where it runs at 60 FPS and all that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm not
right.
sure what a remaster would add to that. That's my other thing that comes with all this. I'm not even sure remasters are worth anything. I think just probably updated through an update
So true, right?
past these upgraded textures and all that. Games on PC do it all the time. So I'm not sure why we're doing remasters anymore. They seem obsolete now.
Um,
But I could be wrong.
no, no, I kind of agree. I agree with you too on that. Like, I think most of these things could just literally be an update instead of an entire new reason to buy that game again for the second time or third time. Um, sorry, Juggernaut. Would you say the only difference between the PS5 and the PS4 version of The Last of Us 2 is the automatic use of ray tracing? That's it. I said I haven't played Last of Us
Okay.
2, so I'm not too sure myself. But
Well, I mean, ray tracing seems like nothing, but it is a big deal. Visually speaking, the lighting is gets so much better, and it really changes the ambience of a game. But is this worth rebuying the game?
yeah, see, like when you say it like that, right? It sounds like it's more of just an update thing. Like,
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like they should have updated when they did their PS5 update.
yeah, I don't know. I almost feel like this is going down the Skyrim route. Like it's just gonna be milk to the very last bit.
Oh, for sure. And I'm not sure why Last of Us 2 though, because of the people hated it.
Yeah, yeah, right. Like it wasn't like it was as well praised as the first one went. Sorry, Juggernaut, what else did you put there? But currently, the new version, if they were to remaster it, they will have the opportunity of adding 64 million more polygons per texture, which could be huge, perfect forming for ray tracing. No. That is the. Oh, okay. That is the PS5 update. The PS5 update only added automatic ray tracing. Sorry, Juggernaut. I misread
Oh,
it.
oh, oh,
It
oh.
ran at 60 frames per second, and the graphics didn't change. Okay. It already ran at 60
Yeah.
frames per second. Okay. Um. Okay. So with the new version, it's gonna add 64 million more polygons per texture. Okay. I just mean, yeah, I don't know. I just again, like it's not that old of a game. Like I get it. It's gonna look beautiful. It's gonna look stunning. But like again, why The Last of Us Part Two? Like, other than they just wanted more money.
Well, I mean, they already did part one. Might as well do part two, I guess.
Yeah, and like how many times has Part One been redone already, like or remastered or whatever? Like I feel
Multiple
like it's had.
times. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
right.
been
Yeah,
PS3 release, remastered on PS4, and then remade for PS5 and PS.
yeah. That's that new Part One or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't touched that one.
Um, But yeah, I was gonna say so. Back on like the remaster remake thing. I think it was in the Discord we were talking about it. And we were kind of either Discord or stream, one of the two. But we were kind of talking about certain games and why they aren't picked, right? And like at the end of the day, we all agree it's money, right? Like they're gonna go for the money. They're gonna remake those ones. But out of curiosity, if you guys could have your own pick, are there any games that you personally think like yeah, this one was great on whatever PS2 or Xbox or whatever part it came out on, and it deserves like a breath of fresh air. It deserves to come back and touch a whole new generation. Because I was kind of struggling when I really thought about that. I was like, is there something that's really worth it to play a second time around? Yeah, I don't know. It was a lot harder of a question, I guess, than I thought it was to answer for myself. But I don't know. Do you guys have one?
It's a bit hard for me as well, because
Like there's good games, right? But just
yeah,
like is it worth? Is it really worth that extra whatever $80 you're going to spend on it, and plus a second playthrough? When like I know you said many times, Jesse, like there's so many other games that are out there right now that we
yeah.
could be playing for the first time, right?
I'm
Um,
just I'm just thinking. If I think back on like my all-time favorites, I, w- I would say Conquer Bad Fur Day, but there was already one on the Xbox 360
yeah,
uh, back in the
I
day,
know
or Xbox, something like that. So that's already done. Um,
the
I guess
Juggernaut. He shouted out the Force Unleash.
yes, that would be a good one. Yes, pretty cool one. Plus, they could fix the second Force Unleashed, and because it was a pile of narrative shit. Plus, it was like 3 hours or something. It was super short.
Like I know other people, right? Like I'm trying to think of games that people usually shout, right? And they're like Morrowind's usually one of them, which yeah, it would be cool to see it like with updated graphics, but like again, there's a lot of nostalgia. I think like I like Morrowind, no doubt, but like when I play the game again, there are moments where I'm like, holy fuck, like why did I like this again?
Yeah, I
um,
guess. Well, its problem is that if you remade Morrowind, it would just be Skyrim. Which,
exactly, right? It's not.
so
Yeah.
it kind of it cancels itself out. Um,
And I personally never played it, but I know that Legacy of Kain, that one seems to get brought up quite a bit.
yeah, I haven't played that as well, but I know there's a lot of people that cream their pants for that.
Yeah, right. Like yeah, it gets really hyped. Um, oh, what's that other one? Legend of Dragoon. I know that one usually gets brought up every once in a
Oh,
while too.
I don't know that one.
It's I know someone's gonna kill me for saying this. Like I only play a little bit of it, but it's kind of just basically like Final Fantasy. Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
just another one of those. Well, yeah, another one of those RPGs.
Oh, there was a
Uh,
lot of them after Final Fantasy. There was a lot of them that then did something similar but wasn't quite the same.
and then like I know some people like they love Majora's Mask, right? So I know they've shouted that one out. But again, it's like it's almost like the Ocarina of Time train, and even that one I don't think really needed this many remasters and crap. It was great on the N64, no problem, no doubt about that. But I probably didn't need to play it on every single console after that?
I guess I would probably say Devil May Cry, the
Ooh.
1 all the way to 3, because 2 is complete shit. They could remake it and do it justice and be good. Like 2 is shit as much narratively than gameplay wise. It's just complete shit. So they could fix that game and make it good and fun. And 3 because narratively speaking, I think it's the strongest of the series. I really like 3. It's my favorite one. Not only the one of the best gameplay of the time, but as well the best story in the series. 1 because there's a lot of really bad moments that has not aged well. You know, like the lines like should have been the one to fill your Dark Souls with light is a classic. And so
That
so
one
you
I could
know,
see, yeah.
I think you could remake those not only with the whole the technology and all the gameplay that is now possible with these games if you look back at Devil May Cry 5, but also because you could fix a lot of stuff narratively speaking. I didn't mention 4, but yeah, 4 could be remade as well because that game was half finished, so they could finish that game.
And most of them were like PS2, PS3 anyway, weren't they? Around that timeline?
Um, Devil May Cry 1 to 3 was PS2, and
Oh wow, all of the three. Okay.
4 was Xbox 360. They
Oh
had
really?
made,
Oh.
yeah, it was, yeah. Oh, plus PC with Devil May Cry 3. But but yeah, Devil May Cry 4 was the first Xbox console. They made a jump to Xbox console, and it came with a lot of complications, and which is why they had trouble finishing the game. And yeah, no, but Devil May Cry 4 had really good gameplay. Like every Devil May Cry, starting from 1 to 4, or I should say to 5, has had a major jump in gameplay and combo making and all that. So I'm not sure what you could do more. I guess unless you brought in new. I guess that would be the problem of remaking these games. I'm not sure what you could bring better.
Yeah. Like you're right, yes. New story would be like updating the dialogue and stuff like that would be helpful. But yeah, like like how could you make that game so like when you're playing it, it might still feel the same, but there'd be things to like to surprise you, to take you off guard, like, oh, I didn't expect this part to happen next or whatever.
Yeah, and keep the puzzles because Devil May Cry 5 was missing puzzles. It was very linear compared to 1 and 3, where the levels to do back and forth, getting keys and stuff. Um, so yeah, I would bring puzzles and keys and stuff and those stuff.
I'm excited. Yeah, I definitely want to. I wanted to at least try that series out, just from hearing everything you've talked about it.
It's great fun. You definitely
Yeah,
should.
it does sound like a lot of fun, to be honest. I love that kind of hack slash.
Plus, Devil May Cry 5 was just this surprise comeback because after 4, it sort of went dormant for a while, and then 5 came back. Like I can't remember which year, but and it was a very nice continuation of the other ones.
What I actually have to give you another shout out for, because no one will know this until I upload the video to YouTube from the last podcast. But you mentioned a game, Beyond Two Soul, or yeah, Beyond Two Souls, like that was called.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So, like, obviously, I was listening to you, right? I had an idea of what you were talking about, but then, because I added that, I took your advice, and I'm adding the videos in now to all the podcasts so people can see things. And perfect example of what you were saying. As I was listening to you talk, and I had the trailer go in, I was like, "Holy shit, this game looks so good!" Actually, I was really surprised too with the two big celebrities that are in there. Oh
William
gosh.
Defoe and
Yes, yes, thank you. And I
Elliot
know she.
Page. That in that game is, I guess, when he was a girl before.
Yeah, but like, holy crap! Did it ever do it justice for your explanation of what the game was? Like, yeah, that like just watching the trailer, I was like, damn, I really got to get this game. It actually looks really good. Um, yeah, just they did a really good job capturing the action of it. Kind of what you were saying between the split between the human body and then the spiritual abilities. But yeah, just yeah, it looked really really good. And the nice part was is when I was watching the trailer, it said PS4, so I could still get that game. I thought it would might just only be on the PS3.
Oh, nice. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, because that's how I played it. I didn't have a PS3, so.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I was gonna say, shout out to you. That definitely looks like a really good game. Actually, I'm kind of excited to try that one. Oh, Juggernaut's like, I love that game too. That one in Heavy Rain. Yeah, you would have liked our last week's discussion, Juggernaut. We were talking all about those story games.
I'm somewhat surprised because I usually hear people that were bored or didn't like that game.
Really? Yeah, I'm surprised because it looked, yeah, I mean, it looked really action packed, especially in that trailer.
Yeah, but I remember it didn't do that well, and I don't know why.
I wonder.
Oh, speaking of scoring, actually, I think last week was talking about how Final Fantasy 16 was mixed,
Yes, yeah, you
the
were.
reviews. Well, if you look back again right now, it's not mixed anymore. It's highly positive, and it's because when it came out, there was an amazing amount of review bombing, um, because it was an exclusive, I think, a PS5 exclusive, and I guess Xbox people weren't happy that they got Redfall instead of Final Fantasy. So
It's so stupid. Like I hate that people do that now. It's just it's so annoying. Like,
I know, me too. Yeah,
it's like just buy the other console. Like really, like just get over it. If you want that game so bad, just buy it. Like when I was only on Xbox, like I accepted it. I was like, okay, for quite a while, I'm not going to be able to play The Last of Us or God of War, right? But like I would never just sabotage someone else's game. Like it's so stupid.
I know, right? It's dumb. I'm trying to remember. I don't want to say bullshit, but I think it's a timed exclusive too. It's not
Oh
forever.
yeah, so eventually everyone will be able to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just really don't get.
The 16th main installment in the Final Fantasy series for the PlayStation 5 as timed exclusive. Yeah.
Oh, Juggernaut says it's gonna come out for PC next year, but not Xbox. That's fair.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I mean, PC is a better console than Xbox.
This is true.
Well, I mean, it does all the same things and same games
And you can stream.
when you think about it.
No, yeah, no, totally, yeah. I agree with you. That's like I don't know. I never got that idea of like consoles like just giving their games to either PC or like PlayStation to Xbox or Xbox to PlayStation. Like I feel like if you really want to own that system, like they should just keep it as an exclusive and like like the only way you're ever gonna play it is if you have a PlayStation or the only way you're ever gonna play it is if you have an Xbox. I never understood like letting PC have these games after so long.
Yeah, well, it's because the market is much smaller for PC. Everybody has a console because it's more accessible and easier. You just have to, press a couple of buttons
True.
instead of having, this big desktop and having to install like blah blah blah. I know, like I think of my fiance, for example. She doesn't like PC just because she can't put her finger why, but there's just something that seems um not simplistic with PC compared to consoles. She just wants to put the CD and press play.
I get that. I totally get that. I've had that talk before with I can't remember who it was now. I think it was Funded way back in the day. And I was like, yeah, like I just like I totally get it. I know that PC is the best way to go if you want to have that like that great fine tuned gaming experience. But there's something about just holding a controller in my hand and looking at the TV that just feels more comfortable than, you know what I mean, being on a desktop. And like I said, it's a really stupid reason, but like that would be mine as to why I like to play on console.
Yeah.
Um, but what was the thing I was gonna ask you guys? Oh yeah, I was just curious because usually when we hear like also like remakes and remasters being talked about, a lot of people shout out like the older systems. That's why I kind of mentioned like regular Nintendo, Sega Genesis. I'm even gonna go all the way up to the N64. Minus Conker's Bad Fur Day because that was a really good shout. Um, and I've already made my opinion clear on the Ocarina of Time. But like, do you guys feel like those games should be brought for a second life? Like, I mean, especially when you look at like regular Nintendo games, like yes, there are some beautiful games, no doubt. I get it. They were great. I grew up in that timeline, but I just don't think that they're gonna be that impactful coming back. Like, like fucking Super Mario or Duck Hunt. Like, I would never want to see that remaster. But like, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
I just
Of course, when you remake something, you expect to have people flocking around it to buy it, right? You don't want to take this old media that nobody won't play because everybody will be like, "What?"
yeah.
and they just won't care.
Like I know there's big games like there was Metroid and what do you call it, Earthbound and all that, but I don't know. I wouldn't see a purpose. Like I know some people get really passionate. Like some people really love their old school retro games, but I don't feel like there is a market really for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's
Well, the only thing I hope is that they don't um, remake. They don't start remaking fighting games because
oh yeah,
fighting games are already basically remakes of the previous one.
that's so true. I never even thought of that.
Like I think Mortal Kombat has been building over other Mortal Kombat games since
Yeah,
9 or 10.
I'm pretty sure I looked up that game's been like, well, at least story wise, has been restarted like 4 times.
I'm not talking about story-wise. I'm talking about recycling and work top of the previous game they
Yeah,
released.
yeah, like updating the features and everything. I get you.
So and I know this because I've tested Mortal Kombat, I think 10, a long time ago when I was at Warner Brothers, and every time I would find something issue, they would say it's a legacy issue, meaning it's a bug that was present when this iteration was launched. Since we're building on top of it, it will still have it. But since people are okay with it, or since it's already in the previous game, then we won't fix it.
Oh wow.
Well, for multiple reasons. I mean, they give the reason that they could totally entirely break the game. I personally think they're doing it to save time, but
No, like I mean, I
yeah.
I figured it was somewhat similar, but I didn't think you were like literally just building off the last engine. The
Oh,
characters
for
going,
sure. Yeah,
wow,
no, fighting games they constantly do that.
wow.
Um, I don't know for the Street Fighter series because I haven't played enough of it, but I know for Mortal Kombat and Injustice, they're building on top of their previous games, and I would expect Soul Calibur to do the same as well, but I don't know
I could see that. Yeah, I mean, if one's doing it, more likely majority of them would probably are as well.
because it's easier than to start from scratch,
Wow.
and which is why you always have also the same characters. Now, yeah, not only because they're well known and um, they're well known and they're recognizable and people like them, but also because they're already made. It's a question of remaking them.
Wow. I
Like
mean,
even their movies, they're already made, right? They already have predefined moves from the previous ones or classic moves that is only for this character and all that. You don't want to make a new one with all these new moves,
I mean,
or you want to make a couple to then sell as DLC.
it seems so obvious when you're saying it, but like that literally just blew my mind. I was like, God damn, I'm never gonna like I'm gonna play that fighting game next time, and like that's all I'm gonna think about is like, damn, this is the same thing as the previous one. Um,
Well, yeah,
that's
that's why
crazy.
you have you usually have the same combat rules as well, or how to
Yeah,
combo. because they're built up on the previous one.
So I guess like I don't know, maybe I just never thought of it this way before. But then I guess in the same breath, that's kind of the same for what sports and racing games then too. They must do.
Oh, for sure. Sports
Yeah,
are the worst for this.
yeah,
They
yeah.
they they export the same thing, change a couple of names, change the date, and there you go. You have Madden 2024 or whatever.
God damn, yeah. No wonder they could
I
be.
think even EA got caught with where they've to change the year at the bottom of a build or something, and it was supposed to be 2020, 2022 or something like that.
That's funny. What a
Yeah.
mistake. Yeah. Holy crap. Yeah, I really hope though. Like speaking on that though, that they don't go that route because that would be pretty goddamn lazy.
And
Just saying remaster of even like old sports games. Like like I know there's some fan favorites out there, but yeah, like let's just move ahead. We don't need to do remasters of things we have nostalgia for.
And that's why there's so many Assassin's Creed that are similar as well, because they're built on the same thing. They are the same.
Wow. Yeah, I mean that makes a lot more sense now why they can produce them so quickly and rapidly.
Yeah, but now nobody wants to buy them.
But yeah, well, yeah, I mean that's why, right? No.
Well, I say this, but um, Vala sold well for some reason. But yeah, I don't know how they've been able to churn out so many Assassin's Creed and have so many people still buying it. It's insane, really.
Oh, it's just like Call of Duty as well, right? Like I mean, they can pop one out every so often, and people just go mad for it. They love it.
Yeah. Well, Call of Duty, I can see more why, because it's a fast-paced FPS, and those are quite fun. They're quite crowd-pleasing in general, no
Yeah,
matter if you're Call of Duty or another type of F. But Assassin's Creed, um, where it has had multiple changes along the years. I don't know. I don't know how. Plus the story. It's not like the story is any good since two. Two was the last good story, and then it just went all bonkers.
yeah. There's some.
So I don't know. I really don't know.
No, no, I'm totally with you. Right, there are some series, yeah, that people get so hyped for. Like, I mean, like majority of people, and you kind of just think about, it, you're like, "But why? Like, what is it about this series that you love so damn much? Um, the Juggernaut story was just touching on the Madden. He said he bought every Madden game since Madden 12. The man The only times the change, okay, what is that? The only times they changed something huge is when it changed to new console. They came out with a huge feature to fix so many things, but it never does. Sadly, I could see that. Like I said, if you're just basically fixing up the same game every year, like Jesse was
But
saying.
yeah, no, they don't fix old bugs because
Yeah, like you were
it's
just
part of
saying.
it. Yeah,
It's
that
not.
that 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 was the most heartbreaking thing for me when I was in QA. I think I because I was always of the mind that you have the opportunity to fix stuff that didn't work from the previous one. Why not do it? Well, because it would cost more and take more time, right? Then you could
Exactly.
break the whole game by doing so, or you could break something else. Because that's the other thing with creating a game. It's not like it's all on uh, it's all on one code sheet, right? And it's easy to read and all that. It's a bunch of parts, components that are then put together, and then you hope that it works.
It really, I mean, if it's not game breaking, most people will probably get over that issue, that bug, that glitch, whatever it might
Yep.
be. Look at Bethesda. Just kidding.
Oh yes, Bethesda, the pro with bug fixing.
Oh, that they are. Um, I know you asked me on my birthday stream there, kind of when I got to the end, and yeah, I was definitely a little brain dead at that point. But I was just gonna give a quick little recap on those games that I was playing. I still stick with my original statement that I made during that stream. Horizon definitely captured me a lot more than I thought it was. I honestly thought it was going to be The Last of Us. I thought that was going to be the game that I'm like, okay, this is probably the game I'll get into. I'll really enjoy. God of War will be a close second. I don't know. Maybe I just never really paid attention to Horizon when it came out. Because again, like I was on Xbox, so I didn't really have PlayStation, so I was.
Well, Horizon came out around the same time as Breath of the Wild and other games, so it got obscured.
Yeah.
Just like Forbidden West that came out around at the same time as Elden Ring and got obscured
Oh
again.
yeah. Yeah, that's that
I don't know
series
why
that
they
has bad
keep
luck.
doing that. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. But yeah, like I mean, I know you were telling me like wait till I try the next one this series, but like I can't shout out enough that that game was just bloody beautiful. From just like the way the hair moved and how it looked, to obviously like the whole background and scenery. The robot dinosaurs were badass. Like they look so good. I love those Watcher guys, especially how they attacked you. Like the moves are kind of silly, but just that whole motion of how they crept up on you, and went up to attack you and everything. But yeah, I mean the close-up shots too. Like it was a really like nice looking game, and it's been a long time since I had a game like actually impressed me that much, to where I like noticed every little fine detail. But yeah, that was a really good pick. I'm glad you guys made me play that one, and I'm definitely excited to go through that story and finish it up. Even the characters, like the storytelling in that one, was really good for that first couple hours I got to play. I was very happy with that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I mean, you'll find maybe that Aloy is pretty like a piece of bread when she talks, but in general, the story and universe is awesome. And
Yeah,
when I first started playing it, I wasn't into it really. I thought I was like, oh, not another American Indian influence, American Indian culture that is not American Indian,
very true.
uh,
Yeah,
being used in a game. And it's a bit like that at the beginning, and then when you get further down the line and the game opens up a bit more, that's when I was hooked and then just couldn't stop playing every day nonstop. I find the story really picks up and gets better as you as it advances.
and I do like how you were pushing me to like to try more than just hitting them with the spear. Because yeah, you're right. Like once I got to that, I think that first like harder enemy, and I had to start using traps and stuff like that. It got really fun. I'm not gonna lie. I was really enjoying that. I got really into like how to like okay, I gotta set this trap up here. I'm gonna crouch behind this rock and I'm gonna hit it, 3 or 4 times. It's gonna wake up again, then I'll repeat this pattern. But yeah, like that was really exciting. I'm kind of curious to see what other kind of weapons or traps and stuff like that I unlock throughout it. Because yeah, that made the combat a lot more interesting, a lot more fun.
Oh well, I told you that because later on it won't work.
Yeah,
Like you'll get completely mauled.
yeah. Well, I mean that boss alone, right? Like there was no way I could just go up there and solo it. But yeah,
Yeah, well, because if you could have done it all the way through the game, it would have been like, sure. I mean, it's not the best way, but do it the way you do it. But I know that it's just not possible. So I wanted to tell you from up front.
yeah. No, I said I liked it. I liked the whole combat feature. That was really like nice game, nice polished game. You're right. It's too bad it didn't get more praise, or noticed at least. Hopefully, the third game they release will be a better drop, not when something huge is dropping.
Oh, we don't know. That's the thing. You hope so, but uh, look, they'll probably release it at the same time as I don't know what future game that everybody is looking forward to.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, it's gonna release around the same time as Grand Theft Auto 6. Mark my words. They're just doing on purpose.
Oh man. But yeah, so the second one it was a good tie between the two of them, but I'm gonna say The Last of Us. I was between God of War and The Last of Us. Definitely then God of War would be third. But yeah, I enjoyed what I was doing in The Last of Us. I think what made me enjoy that game more was actually having that challenge where I couldn't use my gun, because I don't know, I got more focused, I guess, into the game. I had to be more aware of my surroundings. I had to get better with the stealth mechanic of it. And yeah, I again like another one where I was really enjoying the combat behind it all. The storytelling was great. Like I said, that first part actually that was a genuine reaction to that because I didn't expect spoiler alert, his daughter to get shot by a cop. That one really shocked me. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah,
it
yeah.
is a shocker.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be a zombie. I was like, it has to be a zombie, but no. But yeah, once I started like actually like having to go through the levels and kill other guys to progress, I was really enjoying that. It was like that Far Cry experience, but much better. Hey, Sleepy.
Hello, hello.
I was just giving a little touch on all the games that I was playing, at least the ones I enjoyed. Um, God of War was cool. I did like that one. I like the idea that it had no loading screen. That was kind of cool. Um, I still have to play.
I don't know.
I still have to play more.
I always find these stuff very gimmicky. I'm not a fan of it. It's the same thing as what is it? 19. Uh, what is it called? The one with the First World War movie, 19
Oh,
something,
1977.
1917,
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
1917. I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody is like, "Oh, it's the best movie ever." Was it's all okay, but what about the rest of the film? The one shot is not everything. People get blown away so easily by this. It's just it's a weird gimmick that everybody just latches to. It's like that movie with uh, Chris Hemsworth, Extraction,
Oh yeah.
that is on Netflix. Everybody, you know, going ballistic over that one scene where the combat is just one take and doesn't stop. It's like, yeah, it's cool, but I wouldn't say, oh yeah, that movie is great
Yeah.
because of that. It's just, I don't know. I just find it very gimmicky. In I guess, yeah, it's a gimmick for me. I don't. I mean, it's cool, it's impressive, but I don't get blown away by those things.
I get it. I don't know if it was just hyped up so much, and maybe I had that different expectation going into it. But like, again, I still have to play more. Obviously, I only put it at 2 hours in, so I'm not gonna say this was like a genuine try yet. But yeah, I wasn't as big into jumping back into that world as even I was with Bloodborne. Like I'm totally excited to go back into Bloodborne. I was sucking shit in that game, but like it was just the world, the environment, the whole Dark Souls mechanics. Like I don't know, something about Bloodborne just got me going. I was like, okay, I want to get good at this. Whereas God of War, I was almost like, I can take it or leave it. Like like.
Yeah,
And I feel bad
well,
because, like, I feel like that is a game I should enjoy. I love the PS2 one, so I'm surprised it didn't hit me the same way as those ones did.
Well, again, I don't know why everybody went ballistic over God of War. I mean, it's a good game, but it didn't blow me either. You know.
Yeah, like I said,
At the
Horizon.
same time, I played the previous ones where I find the game combat gameplay, boing, and all that was better
Yes,
than what we have. And there is a combo system, but it's very boring. Like it's not fun to use, and you just end up relying on the same main combo.
yeah,
Because I've tried all sorts of moves and combo in the God of War games, the recent ones. They could be considered, I guess, a sort of reboot, remake, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know. It's not fun to do. It automatically swirls the axe around you, and I don't know. It's just boring,
I get that. No, because
boring,
I
boring.
say like there was like one move there. I don't know if it was the heavy attack or what I was using. But yeah, once I discovered that one, I was almost like just always pushing those buttons, and I was like, okay, this is the way to go apparently. Um, yeah, definitely didn't hit me the same way that like Horizon even hit me. Like I said, that one again, another game I was playing where I was like, yeah, I definitely want to get back into this world again. Um,
Oh yeah, the world of Horizon and Bloodborne, they're just the universe is great. Plus the
yeah,
main story as well is great. If you can understand the main story of Bloodborne, because they won't tell you word for word what is going on. You'll have to decipher it by exploring and reading items and stuff,
yeah, like I said,
or looking up a lore video, whatever you prefer.
Yes, I don't know what it was. Just something about that world. That stupid rat. The hell with that goddamn rat. That thing pissed me off. But yeah, like it was. I don't know. It was just I guess that whole environment and element of it all. It just it really captured me. I that was a good pick. That was definitely a really good pick. I liked Bloodborne. I'm excited to try that one again. Um, Resident Evil 4 was, obviously I didn't play the remake. I played the old school one. Um, it was okay. It was like what I remembered it being. It was just the controls. I don't know if maybe if I tinker around in the menu. I think Jimmy said I was kind of stuck with those controls. But that
Yeah,
was
you are.
yeah, that was the only thing that was honestly turning me off with that one.
Even on PC, you can't change them because when it came out, there were key bindings wasn't not much of a thing.
Yeah, yeah, that was I said. Probably the only thing disappointing about that one. Other than that, it was fun. It was just it was Resident Evil 4. It was a good time. Um, Sims 4 that I got to play. I think I would have enjoyed that one a little bit more if I already had tried it. As a like, I'm just gonna say like, I'm kind of not impressed, I guess. As a first time player in that game, they don't really explain a lot. They give you like a lot of detail on how to build, the character making, all that stuff. But when it was something as simple as like I was just trying to find my stats bar, it was like the longest part of that stream. I'm pretty sure the 45 minutes I played it, 30 minutes was me just trying to find where the hell do I see my hunger bar? Like where is this damn tab? So yeah, that was a little disappointing with that one. But it was Sims, like it was. You played the first one; they're pretty much all the same, just a little bit of added features along the way. Because I think the last time I played was Sims 2. Actually, I didn't play Sims 3, so there was quite a bit that was different on Sims 4. Um, Skyrim, yeah, that was Skyrim. It's play a PS3 did not. I mean, sorry, PS4 did not change anything. I like Skyrim. I love Bethesda games still, but it still didn't. I guess do that click that I was hoping it was gonna do. I thought, okay, maybe this will be the playthrough where I'll actually want to finish the main quest, and I'm still not there. Skyrim. um, and then yeah, last one was Alan Wake, which we got to go over again, and that was good. I enjoyed that one. Like I said, that one's more if you're going for the story wise, and it was good because it was like the late part of the night, so not many people were chatting or talking to me, so I was able to focus a little more on the story. And yeah, I liked it. I like Alan Wake. I'm excited to try out Control. That was the one I didn't get to try on the birthday stream. That I was looking forward to. And Spider Man. I never got to Spider Man either. So
Well, I mean, have you played Batman Arkham?
yes, I have actually.
Then Spider-Man is similar, but with webs,
Nice, the same thing. Um,
which really scares me. Because they announced they would be doing a Black Panther game, open world, blah blah blah. And I thought, oh, maybe I don't particularly like the movies, but I can see a really cool game being done with this. But then in the Super Show podcast, when Jonesy mentioned the other superhero games, the Arkham and Spider-Man, then it made me realize, that gameplay. And I hope I'm not right. I bet you they're going to make it similar to Spider-Man, but with, I don't know, some slight differences like they did with Arkham and Spider-Man. So
yeah,
uh,
yeah. I hope it's not gonna be like that.
I hope not, but I bet you it's going to be that.
Yeah, I don't know why they go down that path. I mean, there's lots of different combat styles they could do. You don't have to just stick with Arkham's. Yeah, it's almost like that Assassin's Creed trend that we were talking about. Um, Sorry, Sleepy. What have you been up to this past week?
I hope you guys can hear me okay.
Oh yeah, you're coming through
uh,
perfect.
okay. Honestly, work. I got back into streaming last Sunday actually, and it felt great to be back streaming again. Uh, Besides from streaming, just work. I trained someone new today. My mom hired someone. I kind of trained her the way of how my mom and I run the business. So that's my first time training someone today. So that was an experience.
Well, that's
Um,
exciting.
yeah, I never got really to like have one-on-one like training someone before. Usually my mom covers that, but today this time she was like, well, you gotta gain experience of training someone with future owner. I'm like, okay. So that was fun. I really like our new employee, our new helper. She's really nice. But yeah, I just been working and slowly coming back to streaming. Yeah, that's basically what I've been doing basically this week. Catching up on some shows and starting new anime and
I was gonna say with the streaming
it's all
part.
basically.
With the streaming part, how's Valorant going for you? That's what you're streaming, I'm guessing, right? Oh, is it?
It's a pain in the butt, if I'm being honest. The whole ranking system kind of sucks booty.
Oh no! Did they change stuff or?
Yeah, so from last season or last act, they whatever rank you were last act, you dropped a rank below. So people who are diamond went to gold, or like people in plat went to diamond and stuff. It's so difficult to rank up now. I played a few rank up games last night with the boyfriend, and he's silver 1, and I am bronze iron now, I guess, and I played better than silver 3s, and I was like, what the hell is this? Like, you guys are kind of brain dead so well. So my boyfriend and I kind of got frustrated. We just decided to play unrated, which is we mess around and we try to through our unrated game, which is kind of fun, but we still won somehow. So yeah, and I'm thinking about streaming something new. If my PC would let me download it completely, that'd be great.
Okay.
So I'm still not streaming Valorant, but like something like to lay back and just talk to the chat and stuff like that. So I might start something new soon if I can get my PC back to its place, because yeah, there's internet than I do.
I'm sorry, I have like the terrible memory, but I do know there was a game that you did shout out a few months ago that you kind of wanted to play. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's the one you're gonna.
Yeah. The game I kind of wanted to play is kind of similar, very similar to Genshin.
Okay.
It's called Star Rail. I think a lot of other streamers play it, and I'm interested in it because I'm like, ooh.
Ooh, okay.
So I that once it's actually fully download, I think I'm gonna just have a there's a playthrough to it, like the whole story to it.
Like, is it like
let's see how that goes.
Is it like Genshin Sleepy, or like I haven't heard of that game?
From what I see, it's very the art is very like Genshin. And people do correct me if I'm wrong, but like I think it's similar. The art style is very similar to Genshin. But I think in this particular setting, it's like in space.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it once I fully download it and actually like first time playthrough. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear your opinions on it.
Yeah, the art style is nice. The guys in that game are good looking, but I don't think no one can top Genshin guys. I'm sorry. Genshin guys are top tier.
That's too funny.
But my opinion might change once I start playing. So don't quote me on it. Don't hold me to what I'm saying right now.
Some more video game boyfriends.
Yeah, always. Everyone has a video game boyfriend or girlfriend, or everyone has their video game crush.
This is true.
Mine just happened to with like anime kids.
I was asking earlier,
But yeah.
Sleepy. I don't know if you have any you could think of, but we were talking about like how there's a bunch of remakes and remasters that are going out for the last decade or so, whatever it's been. Um, but if you had a choice, is there a game that you think would deserve a remake or a remaster? And Jesse and myself were talking about this, and like there's a lot of games obviously that we're passionate about, but like to think of it as like, is there a game that you'd want to replay again with better graphics? Like that would capture the world of Storm. Are there any games you could think of that deserve that? That
Um,
it's a tough one, I know.
honest, honestly, probably Digimon.
Ooh, Digimon, really?
Yeah. I loved Digimon when I was young. I loved playing it, but I would really like to see it, like, I guess, modern time, not the early 2000s.
That is actually a good
But
shout. Wow, yeah.
I just, I was in the chat while you guys were talking, and I'm like, Digimon. I think Digimon like 50
Yeah, yeah,
But
that does have a fighting chance. I mean, that definitely would hit a lot of like, millennials and people around our ages. Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good shout. That's a
and
really good shout.
and probably that like OG like Pokemon. Not, I know there's like different versions of it, but like the actual like OG Pokemon.
Like you'd want blue and red?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Um, but mainly Digimon. Mainly Digimon. I would love to see Digimon to come back.
Yeah, I can't even think of the
I
last.
enjoyed it.
I can't even think of the
I
last
enjoyed it as
Digimon
a
game.
kid. I really enjoyed it as a kid. That was like one of my few video games that introduced me to video games. Besides like Maple Story and those PC games, but
Well, makes you feel any better. You were definitely one of the kids I was jealous of then, because I always wanted to play the Digimon game. I always thought it looked really cool. I just can't remember. It was either
yeah,
sold out or something happened. My mom was never able to get it for me. That one and the Monster Rancher game. I always wanted to get that one too.
yeah.
um, so I asked, or sorry, this question's been asked before by Fun Dead way back when, but it was only me and him on the stream at the time. So I'm just curious what you guys might think as we wrap the stream up. If you could pick any movie right now that's out or has been out, is there any movie that you think would deserve a video game reenactment of it or reimagining? So,
So
I mean, they've tried this.
I just want to confirm. So you're asking if there are any movies that we think would make a good video game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, me and Fun Did shot this one a few times to each other, and yeah, just curious what kind of movies you guys think would make a great video game. Like,
Probably Mission Impossible.
oh, okay. Like anyone in particular, or
Um,
just the series itself?
just in general, because you have the big set pieces for the story. Let's say that would be really cool to have in a game. And yes, I'm trying to think. Gameplay wise, I'm not sure though. But I'm sure there's something to do like the old James Bond games where you have a bunch of gadgets
Well, I'm even thinking it
and
in
weapons to use.
I'm even thinking in the same way that you made your point before about The Last of Us, right? How the TV show had to cut out things that the game had. So I wonder, yeah, if maybe the game would make Mission Impossible's story a little more interesting as well.
I don't think it make it more interesting though.
No,
I
okay.
think it would be more convoluted, if anything else, because there would be more added gameplay elements.
Okay.
And I'm sure there's a better pick, but it's probably because I've seen Mission Impossible recently that I'm saying this. Actually,
That's fair.
let me check my library. Actually,
Myself, like when I had this one brought up to me, shout out to Cheyenne because I'm stealing this one for her, but I think it was a great one. I would love to see Rob Zombie make a video game. I think he would make one hell of a horror game. Um, his imagination is just phenomenal. It's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like it's one of the few like horror movies I can watch, even though they're like gruesome as all hell. I'll usually look away at those parts. But yeah, like I can actually watch it from start to finish just because of the storytelling and the characters too. The characters are so well done. So I don't know. I think it'd be really cool to see what he would come up with for a game. I mean, yeah, it could be another way you guys could look at it too. If there's even a director that you think would do a fantastic job,
A director.
like for me, like I
That's
said,
another tricky one.
yeah, like for me, like I said, for me, it'd definitely be Rob Zombie. I would love to see what he'd come up with.
You know what? Scratch that. I don't think Mission Impossible would make a good game, actually.
It's tough because like there's a lot of good movies out there, but it's like, will they, transition into a good game?
Yeah. I'm currently looking through my movies in my library. Uh, it's hard, I guess.
It is. It
I
is.
guess. I guess you could say Baby Driver if you make it a rhythm game.
Ooh,
I
I forgot about
I
that
don't know if
movie.
you've seen this.
Yeah, no, I don't think we watched it, Shine and I, but the trailers caught my eye. That was a really interesting idea for a movie. I like the
Oh, it's a great film. I love that movie. Well, I love the director behind it actually as well. So it was just right up my alley. But I like the whole thing as well.
yeah. I remember the trailer really sold it. Like they did a great job. I remember when I watched that one.
But yeah, I could see it very interesting. I think it could be if you do a mix of gameplay of driving and I don't know heisting
Yeah,
because he's a getaway driver, but he ends up being part of much more than what he can handle. So.
yeah. No, that's a good shout. That is a really good pick.
And plus, you make it a rhythm game, and people for some reason are all losing their minds over rhythm games, so that would work, I guess.
I know. I always hear that line, especially when it's a Dark Souls talk. It's like a rhythm game. It's like,
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Dark Souls a rhythm game. Pacific Rim would make a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that would be a really interesting one as well.
Yeah, I think Pacific Rim has good chances of video game material.
Yeah, it'd almost be like a Titanfall experience, at least what I'm picturing.
I guess so, yeah, I haven't thought of that. I was more thinking of the Godzilla type of thing where, these combat arenas, but, they're fighting whatever kaiju there is.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, your thing as well works.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, that's the thing, right? When you think of it, I think of a lot of action ones. But I was even trying to like venture out. I was like, would there be any like cool horror games that would make a great game? I mean, I know there's been already some that were done. But, like just like thinking like with The Conjuring or Insidious.
Crank would be a good contender for a video game as well. You've seen Crank with Jason Statham?
Oh yeah. You see what I mean? Like action movies really work out well to convert into a video game.
Especially you could do probably multiple playthroughs. Let's say because he's poisoned. So
Yeah,
depending of what you do, it adds time to your game or whatever.
I think
You
that's
get points and stuff, and then you at some point until you do that until you are able to get to the end of the game.
I like that one. I would definitely invest in that one. That's a
Yeah.
solid. Yeah, no, that is a solid pick. Because I'm just thinking like if you even make that like a short game, but just have like a lot of replayability, that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you need to make the gameplay loop interesting enough and fun enough, but
Yeah, because it's already got the action
yes.
pack part to it. Like you just said, you're obviously on a timer because the poison's gonna hit you. The ridiculous ways, obviously, to keep yourself going throughout the time span of that level or the entire game, whatever mechanic they want to go with.
Plus, they could steal the Far Cry thing of just putting a cigarette on your arm and stuff like that to yourself
That's true.
elevated.
Yeah, that's true actually. Oh, and like the fight scenes too would be pretty cool. Yeah, I like that
Yep.
one. That is a good pick. That's a solid one.
I think that will be my
Yeah.
perfect pick of now.
Yeah, no, that is a really good. Wow, Jesus, why don't they make a game like that? That'd be so much fun, actually. It's just that whole, like you said, the poison mechanic that really has me going with it. Because you could really utilize that. Sorry, Sleepy.
I'll talk to some dev friends to see maybe if it can be done. No,
Yeah,
I'm joking.
oh man, that'd be awesome. We'll get the super show on it.
I don't have the resources for that, but yeah.
Sorry, Sleepy. I don't know if you're still on or not. I know you muted yourself, so maybe I had to step away.
Sorry, I was.
No,
Yeah,
no
I
worries.
was ordering food.
No, it's all good. Did you have a movie that you think would make a great video game?
I don't think so. I was just listening what you guys are saying. Like, I think any scary movie will make a good video game. You know, I hate horror games with a burning passion, but I love watching other people play. I just don't like playing it myself.
Like, okay, so that's what I was trying to think of. Like, how do you picture it, though?
I don't think
Like, if they were gonna make a horror video game, like from a movie, would it have to be like a story one, like just walking through and experiencing everything the movie did, or should it be more action paced? Like, how do you picture it?
if for a movie, I would say how the like kind of follow the movie basically.
Yeah.
I don't know, like if they made a game like how you said earlier, the Conjuring, right? I never watched it myself because it's too. I never watched it myself because it's too scary for my son. Because I am a baby when it comes to anything horror. So, but it'll be nice to see something to actually kind of it's very similar to the show, or very similar to the movie basically. That's my 2 cents in it.
I agree with you. Like, I guess for me, like I'd almost picture like a Resident Evil 7 style, where they're like you're walking, but things are being interactive with you. Yeah, yeah. I think that'd probably be the best to do like a horror game.
Yeah, because I've seen like Resident Evil like shows.
Yeah,
like,
right.
They try to make it to like movies, and I was like, this is not how the actual game plays out, and I'm kind of disappointed in that.
Like, I feel like that would be like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, that would be a pretty close comparison to how I'd want like that game to be with like Resident Evil mechanics or whatever. Yeah.
I think for like a game as a movie, I don't know if this is actually a show or a movie, but like also like Dead by Daylight. I think it'd be a good show.
Oh yeah, that was the other way we went about it too. A few times we tried to pick a game out that'd be a great movie. That's a good pick. I think actually, Sleepy, there is a TV show that's getting made for that, or a movie. Am I wrong, Cheyenne? Was that not a thing? Dead by Daylight getting a movie or a show? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you might get
that. Yeah, I would actually be really interested in that as well. But for The Last of Us, I don't know if I told you that, but I finally finished the show.
Oh, did you?
A while back. Yeah, I finally finished it.
So what's the Sleepy review on it?
It's good. I enjoyed it. I just feel like they were fast paced. They didn't really show the whole adventure of Ellie and Joel. They kind of like skip all that, all that funness, all that like action and fun, and like just enjoying the whole adventure with it. I felt like it was very fast paced. It's good, but very fast paced. That's what I think of it.
I agree with what you're saying, and there's a lot of stuff that happens in the game a couple that got cut, and I think that if it would have been in there, would have given more that impression that you're saying of this adventure of between and Ellie, instead of just them it stopping here and there in places.
Yeah, because at first parts of the show is like, okay, it's following the game, right? And it's just to when they're close, where Joe was supposed to take Ellie. I'm like, bro, what about all these people they met? Like they just kind of fast forward everything. I'm like, all right. I was kind of interested, but I felt like they could have done more. Make it longer, make it more. But yeah,
No,
it just really brought me back to the feels. But it should have played out a lot more differently than it did play out.
I hope they listened, because it feels like that was a big comment that a lot of people had about that show, that they felt it was a little fast paced, and it should have been, a few more episodes where we want to have it. So hopefully when the next one comes out, it's a little bit longer of a series.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And there are also some dumb stuff they've added. They explain why Ellie is immune, and it's the dumbest thing I've seen for an immunity. And so it didn't need to be explained, really. There was no reason to do that, and they did it. And I hope they stop doing that for the next one.
Yeah, because the voice actors for Joe and Ellie, I was really hoping they actually played that part of Joe and Ellie. But they played a whole different role for the whole show, and they're kind of. Well, I understand for Ellie. I understand for Ellie because she's a grown woman. So, but at the same time, I felt like the girl who played Ellie portrayed her well, but the guy who played Joel could have worked a little bit.
It was different.
Yeah. But it was really crazy to see how it all played out. Because I'm over here, when I was watching it, I'm like, oh, this part happened in the game, and then I go to an episode, I'm like, what happened? What? I got a little bit confused a bit.
That's true, though. I didn't even think about that. The voice actors. That must really throw off the experience a little bit when you're first watching it.
Yeah, it was an experience, but it didn't help that my boyfriend and his brother was making fun of it the whole time.
Well, that definitely didn't help. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Me and his cousin, because she's seen players of The Last of Us a little bit, but she doesn't know much about the game, while I know about the game. And me, he's over here crying, and my boyfriend and his brother's like, stupid. This is making jokes at the wrong moments of time in the show. And I'm like, dude, can you all shut up? Right. But yeah, that's for games, for horror movies or shows, I'm just I think any horror game or anything with deal with horror is a good made for a good show. I don't know. Have you guys watched The Walking Dead?
Yes.
Yeah, I got through, I think, 3 seasons of it.
Me too. I got to 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I stopped watching it.
I stopped watching it, the 4th one. I didn't even finish the 4th season, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I think for The Walking Dead should follow that game. I think that would be way more interesting.
I think The Walking Dead should die already. I mean, it's been way too long. Oh, really?
You're walking too damn long.
No, who the fuck watches still this show? I can't believe there's still people watching this. That, because that means that there's enough people watching this show so that they continue to make tens and thousands of seasons, plus make new shows that are in the same universe but not the same show. There's The Walking Dead, there's Fear the Walking Dead, and then there's this third series coming up or movie. I don't know. There's enough people hooked on this, still watching this, for this to never end. How?
I mean,
It's so true.
that's very similar to One Piece for the anime. The One Piece is like over 1,000 episodes. I think it's almost 2,000 right now. Truly.
Yeah, it's way too long.
I mean,
I don't see how. I was just gonna say, I don't see how they can bring new people into this in Piece. It's too daunting to start.
I mean, I forgot what movie for One Piece, but they actually found the King of the Pirates compass to go to the last island, and Luffy was like, nah, and broke it. Because it could have ended a long time ago, but Luffy was over here. The main character, Luffy, was just like, he literally broke that compass that led to the treasure, and he was like, nah, and broke it.
Oh, I hate it when they do that in stories. This is the main objective of the whole thing that he's been battling his way through. No, it doesn't mean anything anymore. Really? What's the point then?
I know. Sharon and I were talking about the other day too.
The fights in that show are great, though.
We were talking about that too the other day with The Simpsons, because we were just rewatching on Disney, right? But you have a good point. Like when does it come to the point in the TV series when like, okay, it's time to call it quits? Like we were talking about The Simpsons, and I don't know what the hell they're at now, 30 seasons, whatever the hell it is. But we both feel like, after maybe season 8 or maybe even season 7, it should have just called it quits. Or I know, like in the lounge, we were talking about Trailer Park Boys, when they should have called it quits. Yeah, it's just, I don't get it. I don't know why some shows just keep going.
Well, they keep going because they're making money, I guess. But
yeah, I know. It's like that whole magic behind it. It's like long gone at that point.
Yeah,
You're kind of just watching it because it's on.
Oh,
Like-
Netflix does that a lot, where they buy an existing show, and it's really not as good or the same as the previous show. It was the same with Arrested Development, where
Thank you. That's what I was thinking of.
where it should have ended after what 2 seasons, where Michael just leaves, and then they bought back the show, and they've made so many seasons. But every time I see part of it, or I've tried watching season 3 multiple times, and I just can't finish it every time. I don't know. They're still making it, so somebody's watching it, I guess.
Yeah, I know. I feel you. Like it was really funny when it first came out, but like yeah, after a couple seasons, like that was good. That's all I needed.
Oh, not only did it end it perfectly, the show, but I don't know. I don't. It's almost like if they didn't bring back everyone, and so the show is different, and you don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, in the people making the, not necessarily the casting. No, they bring back everyone for the casting when they buy back the show. They make sure that they all have the elements there, but it's behind the scenes. Something is wrong behind the scenes every time, and I'm not sure why.
Actually, what pissed me off too was Supernatural. I didn't get to watch all of it, but I watched a good chunk of it, and I remember, like, I don't know, it was a couple of years ago. My mom showed me the last episode, and it pissed me off so much. I was like, man, like for those people that actually stuck around and watched this, and then like that's how it ended. I was like, fuck you, so much.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Supernatural is horrible. Yeah. Well, now is
yeah, it was
horrible.
again like another show when it first came out. It was neat, it was different, right? But yeah, to drag it out that long, and then that's how I don't know.
Well, I mean, different. I mean, it's X-Files with supernatural stuff, but yes.
That's true. Yeah.
No, but the relationship between the two brothers was the main strong point, and it was cool because of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I absolutely love Supernatural, but I do agree the ending kind of it sucked.
Yeah.
But did the show actually end now, or it's still going on, right?
No, I think did it end? I thought that was the last episode. Spoiler alert, but
I
obviously
didn't.
Dean dies, and
Oh well, yeah, they all telling, like they all eventually die.
yeah,
You know.
I didn't know, but that's okay. I wasn't planning on finishing it because it became horrible. But okay.
yeah.
Why? I have so many questions now.
It's so disappointing. It's not what you expect, and you're like, really, that's what kills him. Like, fuck you.
Okay, so it's the way they die that makes it horrible.
Yeah, like and then it's just this whole long cheesy bullshit with him and Sam. But it's like, okay, I get it. You guys are brothers. It's very hard for you. Like, I don't need fucking Dean driving away in his car. Like fuck. Oh, I just remember watching it. My mom was so passionate about it too. She's like, "Wasn't that good?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, mom, that was good."
Yeah, I don't really. I'm trying to piss me off. I was just like, really,
Yeah,
WTF?
you guys fought hell and heaven, and this is how it ends. Yeah,
You guys even fought God, and this is how it ends.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's just so funny.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I don't know, I had something, but I totally forgot. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great evening. And I will see you all next week, hopefully.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And to all of you wonderful people, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I don't know why my thing on here said worms when the other thing up here says Two Tired Dudes Podcast. That's weird. But this wasn't the worms match. This was my podcast. I hope you guys have a beautiful evening. I will see whoever tomorrow at 5 because I have to work tomorrow. Sorry, 6 because I get off work at 5. So I'll see whoever at 6 and we'll play some more Genshin. That'll be my YouTube stream. Then, like I said, I will not be doing a Thursday stream. Thursday will be just for editing. Friday, I will be doing my stream. And Saturday, after work, I will probably finish. Hopefully, by then, have the last week's podcast done and then start working on this week's podcast, which shouldn't be too bad because we didn't have too many games talked about. So I did it. Yeah, and then hopefully I can have next week's podcast done by at least Sunday. I hope you guys have a beautiful evening, and I will catch you all next time. Bye.